So it's 20 past 6 and this looks like the sun right now, but it's actually the moon. It's like a full moon. Yeah, it's pitch black. And we are headed up to the big cross where we throw a rock today. So if you've seen the movie, you'll know what that's all about. This is the ground that we're walking up all the way along this shredded rocks to get up to the cross. So it's dark, it's only just got a bit light so we can finally see, but this is a pretty challenging path and it's all uphill. So we've got out early, as has many others, but yeah, there's a flat bit over here. They only last for a few minutes. The rest is that rock. I mean, look at that rock all the way up that hill. We've come from all the way down there. And now the ground is like sand, soft sand, and we've got to walk all the way up there. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday the 19th of August. It is our day 21, and actually we've probably only got 7 days left. We've started our day from Rabanal del Camino and we're walking over this massive hill down to Molinaseca. The climb up this morning has been mostly dark and I've shown you already some footage, but what I wanted to show you is now that I'm at the top, you can actually see, I might turn it around, you can actually see all those clouds behind me. That's how close up to the top we are. Yeah, so this morning's walk has been super challenging, but we're nearly at the milestone. And the milestone, of course, is the cross where you throw the rock. And for anyone who's watched the movie, you'll know what that is. Just taking a bit of a look at those clouds. Like, that's how far we are. I've actually got a jumper on today as well, which I haven't worn the entire trip. And that's what we've been walking on. Okay, we're going to keep walking. I don't know if you can see this, but look at all these birds flying around and all these pilgrims up here. Everyone's ready to get to the cross, which is called something de la Cruz.
The Iron Cross.
The Iron Cross. I don't know if you can see it, but we are totally above the clouds. You can't even see the towns below because of all the clouds. So here is the cross that is 1,504 meters above sea level, and basically this is a place where people stop and reflect on their journey, where they've come and where they're going to. So I bought a rock from home, as did Shane, and we're going to put it up here and have a special think about our loved ones. Off I go to throw my rock. Okay, off Shane goes to place his rock. So these are all the stones that people leave on top of this. Oh, look at this stone. It's actually got a QR code. Interesting. People leave rosary beads and rocks and all sorts of things up here. And it's, yeah, been around forever. And like I said, it's 1,504 meters above sea level. So this is a little chapel. It used to be a place for pilgrims to go. It's locked now. It's just here as something to look at. And as you can see, here is the cross. Oh, you can see it fly in front of my screen. How cool is that? And yeah, just a really beautiful place. I can imagine at sunrise and sunset there would have been a lot of people here today, as there are every day. I thought it was monks. It's cows. So after you leave the cross, there's a little bit of bush bashing through here. As you can see, this is probably where long pants might come in handy. I feel like I need to get out the whippersnipper and come along here myself. But yeah, a bit of bush bashing. Then we'll get to a town. Then we'll get to a town and then we'll be going downhill. So this isn't so bad actually. It's soft under your feet. It's not, that's not even a problem. It's just manoeuvring your way through all these bushes, and most of them have got little spiky bits on them. They're obviously fruit trees, like vines, blueberries or something. Some of those vines that are got some blackberries. Yeah, and this is the view down there. Like, looks spooky like a forest. But yeah, the ground itself is okay. It's just maneuvering your way around. A little bit of sun coming through here. It is 9 AM. I've been walking for 3 hours and it hasn't been too bad. So after you get to the cross, there is a town called Mandarin. Now apparently in 2022 it closed the door of its last albergue. So there is nothing in the town, but apparently, well, not apparently, it is here. Instead, someone has set up a roadside stall that operates for people to get coffee and have a break before the very big descent. So, turning the corner here, and this is it. And of course, it has the most amazing views. Look at this. It's just amazing. Look up there. Just amazing. So yeah, this is where we're going to have a coffee before we keep going down. So this is the menu. Here are the foods here. We're getting a coffee. As you walk, you can see all the dust that comes up. Not so much here, it's a little bit harder, but in the sandy spots, you look down and you see dust. Still walking on some pretty interesting terrain. At times, it's really nice, and at times, it's hard. I think we're going to head up to that top of that hill, and then from there, it'll be downhill with no camera action, just in case. And this is what we've come out to. Shane said before, it's like going through a car wash, and it really is. Yeah, tuck your shoulders in, tuck your arms in so you don't get scraped too much by the bushes. But made it to the top here, and then all downhill. There are two ways you can do this. You can do it either via the path, which I'm on now, or you can head over there to the road. And apparently the road, well, it depends what type of walker you are, but the road may be my best option, but we're going to see. Either way, Shane's going to probably stick to the path and made a pact that it's not a race to the end. I'm happy to take an hour to climb down at my own pace, because you don't want to, at this point, roll on ankle or anything else, because we're so close to the end and we've made it injury free all this way. We need to make sure that when it's as tough as what this hill is supposed to be, that you look after yourself. So I may see you on the other end. But the view, just look at the view. You just can't get enough of it. You're looking around and it's extraordinary. It really is. No words. This is what it looks like. Yep. This is it. Rocks. Not having too much trouble yet. With all this slate and rock, it's very clear to me that if you were doing this when it was rainy or snowy or cold and dewy, it would be really dangerous. We're super lucky that the ground is super dry, so it probably feels that little bit less risque, but super technical, super technical. I don't know if this shows you, but it's so downhill, it's not funny. Oh my gosh.
Coming through behind you, it's all the great. That is nice. You buy it and turn it into an alberg.
Yeah.
Could be your retirement.
Yeah. You know, long running it would be popular.
Be well advertised, honey. You can invite all your subscribers to come half price.
Yeah. This town's so cute.
Yeah, it's a very nice town. That's why I've been filming it.
Huh?
That's why I've been filming it.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a nice one where I walked through those grapevines hanging over,
yeah.
and I just pushed the camera through behind you, and so all the grape leaves went over the front of it. Yeah. These are the type of towns you regularly walk through on the Camino whilst looking for arrows.
Oh, look at all this.
Ah, there's one there. Helen's going to do a reenactment of Rocky. And I'll put the music ready. Dun, 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 dun,
Forget it, I'll
dun,
end
dun.
up just a maple. Yeah, this one's got, the houses are really beautiful.
Yeah.
They're all made out of the same type of stone.
Yeah, if you look at all the stone, they just spent probably years wedging them all together. It's amazing.
Oh, there's some kids playing football. Soccer. Hello.
Hello. Buenos dias.
How beautiful are these houses though?
Yeah, pretty nice.
Must be close to the bottom because it's green and there's water. Don't slip. Okay, it's 1:09 and I'm going to do a Bon Camino. It's 1:09. Haven't actually done a daily wrap up today because we have been concentrating on getting up the hill and getting down the hill. So last night we stayed at Refugio Donativo in Rabanal. It was a donation only. I thought they had a pilgrim meal. They didn't. It wasn't as welcoming as what I had expected. I actually got there and had a shower and nearly wanted to cry in the shower because I'm like, what? No Wi-Fi, no food, no vending machine. There was like, I don't know, 16, 18 beds in the room, which was perfect, but only 2 showers. So like I had to sit and wait for a shower yesterday. So there's other places there that we could have stayed and probably should have stayed. Anyway, that's all about that one. Today's been a good day. It's been a good day, but technical, so it's involved a lot of concentration and continues to be concentration. Someone asked, no, Kevin, yes, I've got a great tan, 3-4 students, great tan, using lots of sunscreen. How am I getting home? Oh gosh, that's not till October, because remember when I leave here, we are going to Barcelona, Valencia. From Valencia we're flying to Italy, and then from Italy I'm flying to Athens, then I'm doing the Greek islands with some friends on a ship, Norwegian cruise line, and then flying to Singapore for 2 or 3 days, and then flying home. So that's how I'm getting home. 3 degrees back at home doesn't sound great. Sky here is beautiful and blue, and it's another hot day. We should be arriving probably in 30 minutes, which is perfect because we've had some really long days not getting to our accommodation till quite late, and probably it's taken its toll on our bodies. So we'll be getting there very shortly. Someone mentioned about the arrows and maps. We actually don't really use our maps that often. Like today I haven't pulled it out at all. There's been lots of arrows. Sometimes we need our map just getting out of town, and then we're right. When we saw the arrows for the bar the other day, so there were big yellow arrows on the ground. It did say bar and coffee, and you know, we were desperate for a bar and some cold drinks, and so we followed the arrows not knowing any differently. It wasn't until we reached the bar that we then saw the arrows went back the other direction. It only put us off track by about 20 meters. Wasn't a big deal. I don't think anyone would consider it a big deal, but no, we weren't using a map for that. We actually were dying of thirst, so it was a welcome sight. And that's the only one we've come across where the arrows have misled us for a moment. Shane, shoe guards. Remember someone asked about shoe guards yesterday. What are shoe guards? Rock guards.
Yeah, stone guards, rock guards. So most hiking boots you buy, most trail runners you buy, have a insert that's built into the sole. Sometimes it's plastic, sometimes it's carbon fibre, but basically it stops rocks from pushing into the bottom of your feet when you're doing heavy rock walking. So if you compare that to like a basic runner, which is more about getting as light as possible, there's no need for it. But if you walk over a lot of rocks in a basic runner, your feet will just be in bits.
Yeah, okay. So when you're looking for a shoe, ask about that, research it. It's definitely important because you've just seen all those rocks we've gone over this morning. Another question I had was, can't remember who it was from, sorry, but it was about, do we change our socks and let our feet air, etc. We did the first few days change our socks midway through, which is good practice. We haven't done it for a little while, but it's definitely good practice, and I see lots of people doing it. As soon as we get to the elbow, we take our shoes and socks off and put our thongs on. So they air out, and then obviously sleeping, we don't sleep with socks on either because it's so hot. The other thing Shane does often is when we stop for a cold drink, he will actually take off his shoes and socks and let his feet breathe, which is good practice to get into. Not at the bottom yet. We've got all these rocks alongside of us. Just when you think you're at the bottom, and then you're not. It's still quite challenging. And we have arrived at Molinaseca, which is where we are staying tonight. And I'll have you know, we made it down without a single fall. Now, I'm surprised that Shane didn't fall. Oh, nah, I'm more surprised that I didn't fall, actually. I'm the one who would fall because I don't have sticks. But this is a really beautiful town. Really excited to get here. Oh, there's some bike riders. Bye, Camino. Gosh, that would have been fun riding down that hill. Although I probably would have fallen. I also wanted to do a big shout out because at Rabanal del Camino, at the top of the hill, there was a restaurant. Now, I've forgotten what it was called. I think it was like La Paradisa, or something. And we got a burger with hand-cut chips. And oh gosh, after 11 hours, it was the best thing we had eaten forever. Like, it was so well deserved. Such a great burger, such great service, good Wi-Fi. My YouTube video loaded really quickly. Like, yeah, great. So if you go to Rabanal and you need a place to eat, go to the top of the hill, yeah? So it's pretty much on your way out of town, and great service, great food. Yes, this is the famous bridge, and this is where everyone comes down to swim. This is the best thing they've got, probably. Oh, and the church over there. Nice one. I'm sure when we get to the other side of the bridge, there'll be lots more people down there as well. Yep, so many more people over there. Lots of more people over there. Okay, we have arrived at Molinaseca after a huge hike this morning, and I am sitting here with Tim Taylor, who was from the States and now actually lives here. How are you, Tim?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Now tell me, you've done the Camino?
Yes.
And how did you feel about that?
It changed my life. After my Camino experience, I found myself, my true self, my authentic self.
Yeah.
And I couldn't live in America anymore. So when I went back, I sold my businesses and my homes and said goodbye to my children and grandchildren and came back to Molinaseca.
So you live here?
I live here.
And how long have you lived here for?
5 years now.
Wow. And what do you enjoy the most about being here?
The pilgrims, naturally.
Yeah.
And the village is really friends and family are one.
Yeah.
In Molinaseca. It's absolutely the most beautiful village on the Camino, but certainly in Spain also.
Yeah, beautiful. What did you enjoy most about doing the Camino?
I don't think the word enjoy would be the right word. I think that the most meaningful, purposeful part of the Camino for me was it changed my life, meaning that I found myself, my authentic self.
Yeah.
And that I was 70 when I first walked the Camino.
Wow.
I'm 78 now. And we use the word freedom a lot in America, but America is not free. The Camino is a place of freedom.
Yeah.
Because you can be yourself without any attachments.
Yeah, nice. Good story. Tell me, if you had friends back in the States who wanted to do the Camino and they said, what is your top tip? What would be your advice for them if they were going to embark on the Camino journey?
Well, in my belief, my opinion, the Camino consists of 4 stages. A lot of people think it's 3, but actually it's 4 for me. The first part, if you start in France, is crossing the Pyrenees, which is extremely difficult because your body is not prepared for it. Even if you train or think you're training for the Camino back home, you're not.
Yep.
So the Pyrenees is first the body. And then once your body gets organized and prepared, then it's mental. And then it's, after mental, it's the heart, and then the soul is the last part of the Camino. So for me, it's consisting of 4 things.
Yeah. Yeah, good one. Now you've just given me this card. So this card is about people who have questions about the Camino?
No, it's a card that took me 3 years to develop, talking to hundreds of pilgrims all over the world, and that most people come to the Camino searching or trying to find another life or another meaning or another purpose. So these questions are designed to follow your journey, your path across the Camino, and asking questions of yourself.
Yep.
It's not interactive. It's very personal, and it's designed so you go inward to try to find these answers that you're finding along the Camino.
Excellent. Well, thanks for the chat, Tim.
My pleasure.
And
Buen Camino.
Buen Camino. And here is his card. And there's a QR code on there, so you'll be able to scan that from looking at this. And on the CaminoQuestions.com is what it is. So go to his website and have a look. Okay, so we've just been sitting down with some locals having drinks, and now we're going to get to our accommodation. Not really sure where we're going yet. Here is a gluten-free place as well. Okay, we have arrived. Alberg Santa Marina. Got a private room, about 40 euros, so 20 each. Drying rack down there. Oh, they serve pizzas. Let's go see. So we're headed to our room. We have a private room, 40 euros, so actually 20 euros each at Santa Marina. Apart from the stairs, I'm happy already. Muchas gracias. Oh, what a beautiful bathroom. Lovely. Nice bathroom. Nice room. And this is the dormitory, but there's no one in this room tonight, so that's awesome. So this is the sitting area. It's got a leg massage, coffee and tea. So we are sitting at the pub down at Molinaseca, and just over there is a river, and everyone here gets into the river. So I've just walked over here to the river, and you can see that there are people everywhere in the river, on the other side of the river, just swimming, enjoying life. Like there's a guy down there who's swimming in the water. So this is Molinaseca. And this is where everyone goes to swim. You can see through the tunnel there. And then up here is all the people just sitting up here. Yesterday there was a festival, and what they did is they put a stopper in the river here, and all the water went up here, and then they had water fights all day, apparently. So we've had dinner and we are walking home down the very busy little street of Molinaseca. So we have just finished dinner. It's a lovely dinner. We had a pilgrim meal for €13.50. We had spaghetti bolognese for entree. I had a sausage and mashed potato for a main. Shane had chicken wings and chips with salad, and then he had like creme brulee and I had ice cream. Tomorrow we've got a short day and we've been talking. Actually, we met Tim, who you'll see on my video tonight, and he was talking about don't walk the Camino, let the Camino walk you. And we've probably lost sight of that the last few days because we've been putting in some really big Ks. So we've made an executive decision that the next few days are going to be shorter and more enjoyable. And we're actually going to be thinking about our walk rather than just walking and ticking a box and getting to the finish line.
Yeah,
Correct?
we realised that we've done a lot of big days, where like 40k days, and you get to the end and it's not so much the walking, because we can handle the walking, but you get to the end and you're just so tired and exhausted that you don't really talk to people or socialise.
Yeah, you don't want to put in the effort.
You know, if you do 25k's or even 30k's, you get in at maybe 3 o'clock and you have time to have a shower and freshen up and do your washing and get ready for the next day.
Yeah.
And then hang out with people.
Yeah.
Whereas like yesterday, by the time we got in at 5:30, we'd been walking for 11 hours. We were no good to anyone. Literally, we just ate food. Helen spent an hour putting a video together and getting it uploaded, and then we just went to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've changed our mindset from here on. So we've done 21 days, and I think we probably started off with the right mindset, but the last maybe 4 or 5 days we've been like, let's just get there, and we do get there, but that's not what the Camino's about. So
yeah, we decided we wanted to do Finisterre. That was probably the change.
Yes.
When I've been wanting to do Finisterre, and Helen committed to it, and then suddenly she's like, we've got to make up 3 days. And those 3 days needed to be made up in 3 days.
and
and it doesn't need to. We've got plenty of time.
And you know what? We planned for maybe a week in Barcelona, but who cares if we only get 4 days? Like, we're probably not going to come back and do this again. So we want to do it well, we want to enjoy it and make the most of it. So tomorrow, day 22, it's a short day.
Short day.
Short day.
Followed by a short day, probably followed by a fairly long day.
Yeah, so we're just going to reassess how we do things and what's important to us, I think. So yeah, that's our message for today. I'm going to go back and finish this video, and that's it.
Don't walk the Camino, let the Camino walk you.
Like and subscribe.